Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching News West 9 at 10. I'm Alex Camerata. We're bringing you breaking news tonight on new developments involving 3 former Midland Christian employees. News West 9 has learned they were rearrested and indicted in a case involving failing to report child sexual assault. Here's who was arrested: Jared Lee, Dana Ellis, and the latest former employee, Matthew Counts. They are all charged with failure to make a required child abuse report. We now know that they all have bonded out of jail, which was $5,000 apiece, and we took a look at Midland Christian staff posted on their webpage, and all 3 are not listed as current employees. Now, if those faces look familiar, you'll recall they were 3 of the 5 employees arrested back in February, all accused of failing to report a child sexual assault and concealing it. The attack reportedly involved a student who claims he was sexually assaulted by members of the baseball team at Christensen Stadium back in January. After an investigation, a grand jury no-billed all 5 employees, and then back in May, that means the grand jury did not think there was enough evidence at the time to take that case to trial, but that left open the possibility that they could be indicted later if more evidence was found. What's unclear tonight is whether these 3 arrests involve this very same case. Now, the penalty for these charges do carry a maximum of up to a year in prison and a $4,000 fine. We're continuing to work on getting you that information tonight.
We'll cover that case and another case that just happened as well, both from this school. Let's take a look at the second largest school of its type in the country, their history of legal issues involving CSA, and finally, Rory Waide. We'll set the stage for these crimes by taking a look at Midland, Texas, and Midland Christian School. Right after my overly obnoxious trigger warning, roll the intro.
My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines where the sun don't ever shine. I will shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I am going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. Shiver. Oh, my girl, don't lie.
In 1967, the landmark case of Avery versus Midland County accused the county of what would come to be known as gerrymandering their congressional districts. Sometimes the best way to understand a crime is to understand the environment that produced it. With that in mind, let's discuss the history of the city and the school for a moment. Midland, Texas was founded as a rail stop for the Texas and Pacific Railway at the midpoint between Fort Worth and El Paso in 1881. It was originally named Midway, however, there were other towns with that name in Texas, so its name was changed to Midland in 1884 when their first post office opened. By the next year, it was the seat of the county that bears the same name, and it still is today. In 1923, oil was discovered in the county's Permian Basin. The city of Midland is the home of the West Texas Oilfields Administrative Offices. Today, the Permian Basin produces 1/5 of the country's oil and natural gas, making it the largest producer of these resources in the country. In 1967, the landmark case of Avery versus Midland County accused the county of what would come to be known as gerrymandering their congressional districts. The county's districts were redrawn as a result of that suit. Today, the city of Midland boasts a population of around 132,000 on its 75.62 square miles. The population is almost 45% Caucasian and nearly 42% Hispanic or Latino, with all other demographic groups making up the remaining 13% of the population. Their median household income exceeds the national average by roughly $10,000 at $90,448. However, they have a huge disparity between their wealthy citizens and the rest of the population, as is evidenced by their per capita income of only $47,870. According to Midland Christian School's website, they were founded in 1957. The school's purpose was to teach biblical principles alongside the subjects taught in public schools. The founders stated they wanted to return to the way it was when they were children in the 1920s and 30s. They desired to found a school that would train up a child in the way, quoting from Proverbs 22:6, from the King James Version of the Bible. Proverbs 22:15 in that translation reads, "Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him." Initially, the school met in a small building behind the church, which housed 15 kindergartners and 15 first graders. The next year, they started construction on 3 school buildings at the same location the school is at today. The school's mission statement is, "The vision of Midland Christian School is to equip and empower the entire MCS family to live for God, love like Jesus, and learn for life." This vision is accomplished through our ideal graduate profile, missional outcomes, Christ-likeness, academically prepared, relationship-driven, and emotionally intelligent, or CARE. With a student enrollment of roughly 1,200, Midland Christian School is the second largest school of its type in the United States. The video that's been playing while I've been talking about the school is from their website. The school made headlines in Texas in 2022. Let's talk about that before we get into who Rory Waide is and what he did. The problem is that at least 5 school faculty and administrators did not do this. Around January 20th, 2022, there was a baseball practice happening at the school's Christensen Stadium. One of the players was in the locker room finishing getting into uniform when the lights went out. Another student announced that it was freshman initiation day. The victim then began to get beaten by another student. The victim was verbally assaulted, knocked to the ground, and the beating continued the entire time. When the victim attempted to fight back, he was told he was not allowed to hit back. After all of that, the victim was forcibly penetrated with a bat. The incident was promptly reported to the school, who took disciplinary actions against the named attackers. According to the Texas Public Law website, Family Code Section 206.101 states, "If a professional has reasonable cause to believe that a child has been abused or neglected, or may be abused or neglected, or that a child is a victim of an offense under Section 21.11, which is indecency with a child, Penal Code, and the professional has reasonable cause to believe that the child has been abused as defined by Section 261.001, the definitions, the professional shall make a report not later than the 48th hour after the professional first has reasonable cause to believe that the child has been or may be abused or neglected or is a victim of an offense under Section 21.11, which is indecency with a child, Penal Code." It goes on to list the people this applies to. The term includes teachers, nurses, doctors, daycare employees, employees of a clinic or a healthcare facility that provides pediatric services, juvenile probation officers, and juvenile detention or correction officers. The problem is that at least 5 school faculty and staff did not do this. The incident came to the attention of authorities in mid-February when the victim was interviewed by the Children's Advocacy Center. After this report, Midland Police, or MPD, went to Midland Christian School to speak with Superintendent Jared Lee. Police learned that secondary principal Dana Ellis informed Lee of the incident in January. At that time, Lee instructed athletic director and football coach Greg McClendon and assistant principal/coach Matthew Counts to conduct an investigation into the incident. However, Lee refused to turn over any documents relating to the incident. Later that day, police arrived at the school with a search warrant, at which point the school furnished documents relating to the investigation. An MPD officer characterized the files as essentially nothing and stated they had only been created a couple days earlier. The MPD also obtained emails that show the 5 previously named individuals displayed clear refusal to report the incident to authorities. Lee, Ellis, McClendon, Counts, and 2 others were arrested on failure to report charges. All charges were later dropped, then refiled against 3 of the individuals. Later, those charges were also dropped. 4 of these individuals are not currently listed on the school's website as faculty or staff. Matthew Counts is still listed as a member of the faculty, coaching football and track at the middle and high school levels. Now that we know all about this school and its previous legal issues, it's time to find out who Rory Waide is. I know this because the following information came to light when the youth reported it. According to an article on Lubbock Christian University or LCU's website published on June 30th of 2014, Rory Waide became their Chief Financial Officer or CFO and Vice President of Financial Affairs on July 1st of that year. Waide is an LCU alumnus, having obtained his bachelor's in accounting there in 1993 before becoming a certified public accountant or CPA. According to Waide's Data Nice profile, he has worked at several jobs during his 32-year career. His career began as a manager in the audit department of Bateman. Then he became a partner at Pete Downs in Pinkerton. It was after that job that Waide moved into Christian schools, becoming the controller of Greater Atlanta Christian School, then assistant controller at Oklahoma Christian University, then the LCU position. After this, Waide stepped out of schools and started working at Robinson, Johnson & Patton LLP as a CPA. Then he returned to working at schools with his appointment as CFO at Midland Christian School. I cannot find any details about Waide's marriage. The only thing I do know are that he is married. The woman had a daughter when they were married who is now 16. I also know that Waide's wife is a much better mother than he is a stepfather. I know this because the following information came to light when the youth reported it to her mother. As I've already stated, I have no information regarding how long Waide and his wife have been married. The information that I have on his charges comes from articles written about them. Waide's 16-year-old stepdaughter reported that she awoke one night to find the 55-year-old man in her bedroom. His hand was on her buttocks. He left the room quickly when she awoke. She also detailed other touching incidents with Waide, but details of those incidents are not part of the articles referenced. Then she opened her underwear drawer to find a sex toy laid on top of them with a handwritten note from Waide stating, "Some things are meant to be just between you and me. I'm trusting you with this. Please don't break my heart." When the youth confronted Waide about the sex toy, he eventually mumbled, "I'll get rid of it." It was after that when the teen told her mother about the abuse, and the mother promptly reported it to MPD. Waide was taken into custody on child grooming charges less than 24 hours after the report was made. He was placed on administrative leave by the school immediately. The school stated, Midland Christian School is aware of a personal situation regarding Rory Waide. As a result, Mr. Waide is not on campus and is being placed on administrative leave pending further information. This matter is not school related and is being handled by the appropriate authorities. We have no further comment at this time. Our prayers are with all parties involved. Which is better than in 2022 when they claimed they were and had been completely cooperating with law enforcement after it was known that some of the administrators had conspired to hide information from law enforcement. As of my most recent research, Waide is still in jail, having failed to meet a $25,000 bond. Let's wrap this video up, shall we? It really is starting to seem like every day another article comes out about someone on the Christian right being arrested for CA charges. Why do you think this is happening? Do you think there might be something about their ideology that allows this type of behavior to be hidden in plain sight? Why do you think Waide's stepdaughter didn't speak up sooner? Why do you think she didn't scream bloody murder in the middle of the night when his hand was on her ass while she slept? Do you think it has anything to do with children not being properly taught about predatory behavior and what constitutes sexual assault? Yes, it upsets me when children are abused. It upsets me even more when the predators are part of a system that protects them, like a school that refuses to furnish information until a search warrant is provided. While Waide's behaviors didn't happen on school grounds and have nothing to do with the school, have you ever heard the phrase birds of a feather? The school is obviously a haven for predators, and they're doing it in the name of Christianity. If that does not upset you, maybe it's time you took a closer look at yourself. What do you think about all this? Let me know in a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, super thanks and channel memberships are super cool. And now, I got a jam, so tag, you are it! Midland, Texas was founded as a rail stop for the Texas and The professional shall make a report not later than 48 hours after the professional shall make a report not later than the 48th hour after the professional shall make a report not less than the 48th. The professional shall make a report not later than the 48th hour the professional